everyone. I'm going to be doing the angel reading for the week a bit earlier today, just because I'm sticking with my new yoga and meditation practice for myself. So I don't think I'll be able to do all of the readings at the same time every Monday, but I think that's okay. I need to be able to be flexible and stuff like that. So today I'm using the Daily Guidance from Your Angels Oracle cards, which is one of my newer decks, but it's one of my favorites. From the lovely Doreen Virtue, of course. So let's see what's going on. We had a blue moon, I think that was last week, so lots of crazy emotions going on. Things really turned around for me though last week. You know what? Lots of positive stuff happened, so I'm reminded to have faith, to trust that everything's happening at the perfect time. It's a simple thing to do, in theory. It's hard to practice sometimes, but I really think that things are starting to turn around. And also, lots of people are getting engaged. I think there's lots of engagements going on, lots of commitments, whether it's self-commitment or commitment to others. It always stems from self, right? And taking care of yourself and self-commitment. And I just think it's funny that over the past, I would say, week or so, I've seen many people get engaged, so I just think it's kind of funny that this is all happening at the same time, energetically. I pulled 4 cards. There was one at the end that was kind of sticking out, so I'm going to use that as an additional message for the week. But until I get to that, for the beginning of the week, this week we have Release and Surrender. And the message for this is, there's something on the card. Weird. We shower you with blessings of our radiant love. Open your arms and release the challenges that you've held tightly gripped in your hands. Open your hands, arms, and heart to our love and assistance. This has come up more than once over the past month or so. And it's so important to release and surrender. And I think that's something that is really just coming up time and time again, because that is the truth of it all. That is the core of everything, is releasing and surrendering, because we don't have control over a whole heck of a lot. And yes, we have free will, and yes, we have control, somewhat over ourselves, but we can't stop ourselves from feeling emotions. We can't stop other people from potentially hurting us. We can't control a lot of stuff. And it's just so important to be able to release and surrender and let go. And what I'm finding is it is so important to do so. And you will be shown. And this is hard. It's definitely hard to release and surrender. Don't get me wrong. It is definitely a challenge and half. But even something that happened to me a while ago, I'd just like to share this because I think it goes together, is I lost one of my rings that I made. I started making jewelry within this past year, and I made a rose quartz ring. I don't know when I made it, but anyway, I was wearing it, and in my new concert venue, I lost it. Somewhere when a band was playing, I think they asked me to go up and play a song, so I did. And I guess what happened was I took off my ring and I wasn't paying attention, and I put my ring down somewhere, probably on the stage, on top of my sweater or something like that, and when I went to go pick up my sweater, it probably flew. And now, days after, I'm like, oh my god, I don't know where my ring is. I searched everywhere. I searched all over the ground, all over the stage, every square inch of this venue, and I thought, you know what, for whatever reason, I need to trust that I lost this ring for a reason, and I need to trust that if I'm meant to find it again, I will. But I came to terms with the fact that I lost it, and that I probably won't be seeing it again, because it was just long gone for weeks and weeks and weeks. And yesterday, or the day before, I think it was about 2 days ago, I walk in to this, and this is locked, so not many people have access to this place, except for some people that are in my building downtown. And the main part of the ring was broken off of the actual ring band, and it was on a picnic table, face down. So I wouldn't have recognized it right away because it blended into the table, and I'm like, I think this is part of my ring. And I flipped it over, and it is, with the rose quartz. So whether someone found it and put it on the table or whether something else happened, I don't really know. And there was also a heart leaf beside it, so I was just like, I don't know what's going on right now, but I'm pretty sure that this is a bigger lesson, whether someone found it and put it there or whether my angels somehow did that. The message is to let go like I did and to come to terms with it and release and surrender and say, you know what, for whatever reason I lost it and I need to trust that if I'm meant to find it again, I will. And I walk in and it's right there for me weeks later. So that is the message anyway that ties into that. Middle of the week is focus on service. I get this card all the time, which I think is really great. The message is your soul desires only to joyfully serve and to swim in a constant stream of bliss. This stream continuously feeds you everything you need. Put your entire focus upon staying in this stream and giving and receiving in every situation in all that you do. Now, sometimes I've drawn this card and I'm thinking, focus on service. Well, is that all I'm supposed to do all day, every day, and neglect myself? But the key words in here for me, I think, are giving and receiving. This is about giving to self and giving out. Receiving from people as well. And there's got to be a steady flow and a balance of giving and receiving, and that's what focusing on service is. And it's not about doing what I was doing for a very long time and getting caught up in giving out and giving out and giving out and trying to help people, and then you eventually run yourself dry because you're not taking care of yourself and you're not open to receive in that state. So this is about also taking care of yourself and your needs, your body care needs, because when you do so, sorry guys, I have so many things going on right now, whether it's messages and a bit of noise going on, I apologize. But anyway, it's important to take care of yourself, because when you nurture yourself, you're open, your heart is so much more open to loving energies from others, and you're able to give more in that state as well. So for the weekend, ground yourself. This is also very, very important, and I did a video on this, which I have mentioned a few times. And if you haven't checked it out, please do, because I think it's really important. Because the message from the angels for grounding yourself is so different than our human ego version of grounding yourself. Because, as I mentioned before, grounding yourself in terms of like a mental way, or in an intellectual sense, we think, well, to stay grounded, that means to, be polite and to not act like you're better than anyone else. That means to stay grounded. Like, say, for example, you become really famous, or you become really, really popular in your trade, and you get a lot of fans, or you get a lot of attention. Staying grounded, to us, normally, I think as humans, would mean to, to stay genuine. But ground yourself in the sense of grounding your energy is what is really coming up over and over again, and I talked about this last week as well. So here's the angel message for that. When you detach from awareness of your body and the physical world, you become ungrounded. Although it's pleasant to float heavenward, your attention and work are needed upon the earth. We're helping you balance the spiritual and material so that you can enjoy a fulfilling earthly life. And it is so important, because I do this too. I have some days where I'm so focused on my spiritual practices, and that's so great. There's nothing wrong with that, and it's so great to commit to myself and to practice yoga and to practice meditation and to practice all this stuff, or to even be noticing and having all this new awareness of what I really should work on within myself. There is a physical world happening, and this is what our purpose is to be here on this earth right now, to be of service here, to be helping other people on this planet that are living here in the now. Because once you're stuck, if you're just stuck in your spiritual realm all the time, you're missing out on everything that you're supposed to be doing in this life, in this earth, on this earth with everyone around you. And there's so many people that need our help and that need our guidance. And as earth angels or light workers or whatever you'd like to label yourself, label doesn't really matter, but people need us, and everyone has a purpose, and everyone has something to say, everyone has a story, everyone is important, everyone on this earth is here for a reason and has a purpose to fulfill on this earth. And so it's very important to be doing all that you're doing spiritually. It's very important to try to stay grounded on the earth and in the earth energies as well. And the additional message from the angels is Cupid. Interesting. I don't pull this very often at all. I've only pulled this once for myself. So I think this is interesting that this is coming up. The message from Cupid, or about Cupid, is we send great waves of love into your heart and mind, awakening your love for life itself. Your clear decision to accept and enjoy romance has triggered this reawakening. Allow yourself to spontaneously celebrate love in all of its glorious aspects. Love is all around us all the time. As you can see in this photo with the heart bubble. I find hearts everywhere. I have a new challenge called Just Find Love, and there are honestly hearts in everyday life everywhere you go. Whether you look on the street, there's a heart on the ground. You look in your bread and there's one of the bubbles looks like a heart. I mean, there are hearts everywhere. And it just never ends. Universal love is always surrounding us and supporting us, and I think sometimes we lose sight of this, and it's just awakening to this love that is always there. You know, it never goes away, and anytime you feel that there's no love or no support for you or that you're alone, you know, you're just in a fearful state, and all that is you're just blinded to the love. The love is still there. You're just kind of blinded. But if you open up, you know, the love is always there. And that's why I have this Just Find Love challenge, because once you kind of open your eyes and you train yourself to see the love and the hearts that are just everywhere, every day, it's unreal. It's just so unreal to see these signs everywhere, because they do exist. And to some people it sounds crazy because they're blocked and they're not training themselves to see what exists. But you know, people will see what they're meant to see at the right time for them. And I invite you to take this challenge. I'm going to do a draw once a month. I'm doing a draw this week for just a little special prize that I will send to you no matter where you live. And I'll send you something made with love, mostly homemade stuff or something small, something lovey-dovey, something really nice, you know, that I find. I'm going to draw for once a month for people who submit their photos to the hearts that they find every day. You can send those to my email at justines.stream@gmail.com. Anyways, you know what, it looks like a pretty good week, guys. I really think we're starting to transition slowly into fall, and there's lots of change that happens in that season. I think there's obviously a lot going on energetically with people getting engaged. I think there's renewals of probably contracts. And with yourself as well, taking care of yourself, committing to yourself, that is also included, of course. Have a wonderful week. It looks great. It looks positive. It looks light. And we'll talk soon, guys. Bye.